At the beginning of the film, a psychic named Cynthia is shown. She has the power to enter anyone's mind. A male client comes to her, and as therapy, Cynthia goes inside his memory. In his memory, she reaches the time when the client is a small child studying in school. She sees the child's book with the word "help" written inside. Then she enters a teacher's room. The teacher has locked the child inside a cage. Cynthia tells the child to come out of the cage and run away. But suddenly, the teacher turns toward her and attacks. At that moment, Cynthia keeps convincing the child to escape. Just then, Cynthia's daughter wakes her up, and she comes out of the vision. Cynthia realizes that during school days, the teacher treated Larry very badly. Even today, the trauma still exists in his mind. Cynthia's daughter, Jordan, comes again and asks what really happened to Larry. Cynthia tells her everything. Suddenly, someone knocks on their door. Jordan opens it and finds a girl, Riley, standing there. She looks very scared, with many wounds and burn marks on her hands. She says that another woman, a friend of her mother, gave her this house address. That woman was once Cynthia's patient and said that Cynthia could help and heal her. Riley explains that her life is in danger because she can see a dangerous and powerful demon that nobody else can see. Hearing this, Jordan gets shocked and quickly asks where the demon is. Riley, trembling, says it is standing right behind her. Jordan turns back immediately, but sees nothing. At that moment, Cynthia comes out of her room and sees the creature clearly. She gets frightened. Just then, Riley's father, Randall, arrives. He tries to take his daughter away, saying she needs no help. After they leave, Jordan tells her mother that they should help Riley. But Cynthia explains that they cannot, because the creature she saw is too powerful and dangerous. Jordan insists and decides to investigate alone. At night, Jordan searches on her laptop for the woman mentioned by Riley, who is also Cynthia's former patient and her mother's friend. She finds the woman's address. Cynthia comes into the room, so Jordan hides it from her. That night, Jordan dreams of her childhood. She sees a ladder near a cupboard and starts climbing toward it, but suddenly wakes up. She realizes it was only a dream. The next morning, Jordan goes alone to the woman's house. The same woman Riley talked about. Her name is Agatha. She asks about Riley. Agatha explains that Riley's mother died recently. Since then, the father and daughter have stayed inside the house, never going out or meeting people. Once, when she visited their house, she noticed scars on Riley's hand and thought she might be mentally disturbed. That is why she gave them Cynthia's number for help. Agatha then gives Jordan Randall's visiting card with his address. Meanwhile, Cynthia calls her police officer friend, Otis, from the station. She explains that a client came to her, and in his dream she saw how his teacher mistreated him badly. She even gives the teacher's name and asks the officer to keep an eye on him. Knowing that Cynthia's visions are never wrong, Otis immediately orders his team to watch the teacher closely. After this, Cynthia turns her attention toward Riley. She makes a drawing of the creature and begins to wonder what kind of being it really is. Meanwhile, Jordan reaches the address of Riley's house. From the basement, she hears the sound of someone walking. When she comes back to the door, Randall appears and asks what she is doing outside his house. Jordan tells him that she has come to meet his daughter. Randall replies that he recognizes her and does not want any therapy for his daughter, so she should leave. But Jordan is stubborn and refuses to accept his words. After he goes inside, she secretly sneaks into the house and starts investigating. She notices a family photograph of Randall and then discovers a hidden door. Surprised, she unscrews the bolts with a screwdriver and enters. Inside, she finds a basement where Riley is present. Riley warns her to leave quickly because she is hungry and might eat her. Jordan gets confused, not understanding what she means. Suddenly, Randall attacks her from behind, and she faints on the spot. Meanwhile, Cynthia keeps calling her daughter, but Jordan does not answer. Just then, Agatha calls Cynthia and informs her that Jordan came to meet her earlier and then went to Randall's house to see his daughter. Shocked, Cynthia tells Agatha to take her to Randall's house immediately. When Jordan regains consciousness, she finds herself tied up. Next to her, she sees a woman who is completely burned, which shocks her. At that moment, Randall arrives and demands the password to her phone. Jordan pleads to be released, saying she can help his daughter. But Randall refuses, explaining that no one can help because his daughter is attached to a demon. The demon is always hungry and needs humans to satisfy its hunger. Since it is bound to his daughter, there is no way anyone can separate it or save her. Jordan then insists that her mother has already seen the creature and could help. Randall calls his daughter and tells her to feed the creature. The girl comes near Jordan, places a hand on her shoulder, and says she will let the creature eat. At once, the creature's hands appear, grab Jordan's arm, and burn her skin as it begins drinking her blood. Randall stops it, saying that is enough, and tells Riley she may go. Randall breaks Jordan's phone and starts working on some setup in his car. Riley secretly takes his pliers, hides them, and later gives them to Jordan, asking her not to tell her father because she wants to help. When Randall notices his pliers missing, he realizes Riley is helping Jordan. He rushes downstairs. By then, Jordan has already cut the ropes and freed herself. She also unties the burned woman and tries to escape with her. But suddenly, Randall blocks their way and points a gun at them. Riley steps in front of the gun and pleads, saying Jordan is innocent and should be allowed to leave. Just then, the burned woman attacks Randall. A gunshot goes off, and the bullet pierces Riley's neck. She dies in Jordan's arms. At that moment, Jordan sees the creature in front of her, which shifts from Riley into Jordan's body. Terrified, Jordan runs outside while Randall cries, holding Riley's dead body. As Jordan escapes, Cynthia arrives with the police, whom she had already informed. The police enter the house while Randall gets into his car, weeping, and drives away. The next morning, Cynthia visits the police station and asks Otis what they found inside the house. He explains that several dead bodies were discovered there, proving Randall had been doing this for many years, not just recently. Among the bodies, they also found Riley's corpse. He adds that Randall is still on the run, but will soon be captured. Meanwhile, two officers question Jordan about what happened inside. Jordan explains everything, but suddenly, she sees the creature among them. Terrified, she screams loudly. The officers are shocked, unable to understand her strange behavior. Shaking, Jordan runs outside and hugs her mother tight. Cynthia realizes that her daughter needs help. Cynthia immediately decides to perform therapy on Jordan. She asks Agatha to stay nearby and wake her if she gets hurt during the process, so they can come out of the dream quickly. Placing her hand on Jordan's forehead, Cynthia enters her daughter's mind. Inside the vision, she sees Jordan sitting outside the house. Cynthia quickly pulls her inside, but the place is engulfed in darkness. As they try to move upstairs, the creature suddenly appears and grabs Cynthia's hand, burning her skin. In the real world, Agatha notices Cynthia's hand burning and slaps her, forcing her out of the vision. Now Cynthia is certain the creature has already entered her daughter. She puts Jordan to sleep and tells Agatha to stay and take care of her because she has important work to do. Cynthia rushes to the hospital where Randall's wife was once admitted. Larry works in the same hospital. Cynthia meets him and asks for details about Riley's mother. Larry agrees and explains that when the woman was admitted, her doctor suddenly became terrified one day and fled the hospital. Cynthia then goes to meet that doctor and asks about Riley's mother. The doctor says she was the strangest patient he had ever treated. Her eyes turned completely white and her body began to burn. When he approached her, she told him she could see horrifying things that no one else could. Suddenly, she held his arm and his own wrist started burning, and he became extremely frightened. He shows Cynthia his burned hand and explains how he ran away in fear. Meanwhile, Jordan once again dreams of her childhood. As she walks forward inside her house, the creature's branches suddenly grab her. Terrified, she wakes up. When she goes to look for her mother, she sees the creature following her. At that moment, Randall appears, kidnaps her, locks her inside a box, and takes her to a deserted forest. He begins digging a pit to bury her. Jordan asks why he is doing this. Randall explains that the creature has now shifted from his daughter into Jordan. If the creature stays hungry, it will kill. So, he wants to bury Jordan alive, so that the demon can feed only on her and not harm anyone else. After burying her, Randall goes to the police station and surrenders. Cynthia is also there and asks where her daughter is, but he refuses to reveal anything. The police take him into custody. Cynthia begs Otis to let her talk to Randall once. At first, he refuses, saying it is against protocol. But then he learns that the teacher Cynthia had earlier warned about is indeed guilty of abusing children and is arrested. Realizing Cynthia was right, he allows her to meet Randall. Cynthia confronts Randall, demanding to know where her daughter is, but he stays silent. She then uses her power, placing her hand on his head and entering his memory. Inside, she sees the forest and discovers that Jordan has been buried there. She quickly takes her car keys, brings Agatha with her, and rushes to the spot. Otis and his team follow them. Meanwhile, the creature torments Jordan, burning her with its touch out of hunger. Soon, Cynthia and Agatha arrive and start digging the ground. They see that the creature is still near Jordan. Cynthia instructs Agatha to distract the police while she destroys the creature completely. She places her hand on Jordan's head and enters her mind. Inside, she finds Jordan terrified. Cynthia reaches the attic, where the creature grabs her by the throat. She places her hand on its head and enters the creature's mind. The world inside is dark and horrifying. Jordan also appears there and realizes they are inside the demon's memory world. Cynthia sees the demon sitting on a throne, declaring that it is hungry. Cynthia responds that she will kill it. Suddenly, the demon vanishes and attacks from behind, tying her up. As it prepares to kill her, Jordan stabs a dagger into the demon's head. Cynthia also slashes it, and together they tear the creature apart. The demon is finally destroyed. Mother and daughter escape from the demon's world. Outside, the police find Cynthia's body and shake her, pulling her back to consciousness. Both mother and daughter return to the real world. Overwhelmed with relief, they cry and embrace each other. Their lives are safe once again. With this, the story comes to an end.